Hello student, today our topic is principle of calorimetry. So according to principle of calorimetry, heat lost by hot body is equal to heat gained by cold body. It is based upon the law of conservation of energy. What is the law of conservation of energy? That is, energy is neither be created nor be destroyed, simply convert from one form to the another form. So this also based upon the same laws principle of calorimetry. Here I will explain how to apply this principle of calorimetry. I just consider two bodies, body A and body B. Suppose body A temperature is 50 degrees Celsius and body B temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. With that, we will consider this A body is hot and B is cold. Obviously, we will identify on the basis of its temperature. And when I will kept contact to these two bodies, what will be there? Heat is transferred from A to B till both will attain one moderate temperature. Suppose both will attain temperature 40 degrees Celsius. In this process, A will lose the heat and B will gain the heat. For how we will find out this? According to principle of calorimetry, heat lost by A is equal to heat gained by B. Maybe we will find out the heat loss or maybe we will find out the heat gain. In case of changes in temperature, our formula is mc delta T. So we are required mass of A, specific heat capacity of A, delta T as the what is the change. What is the change? It reaches from 50 to 40, means T1 minus T. Same way heat gained by cold body, formula same, mc delta T. We are required mass of B, specific heat capacity of B. What is the change? It will reaches from 30 to 40. So that's why T minus T2. So in this way we will get the expression. If we are required any variable out of this linear equation, we can easily find out. Suppose we are required specific heat capacity of hot body. So what is the expression? MB CB T minus T2 upon MA T1 minus T. In this way, we can solve the linear equation. This is the way how to apply the principle of calorimetry. Now I will explain on the basis of numericals. See here. First numerical, calculate the heat capacity of copper vessel of mass 150 gram if specific heat capacity of copper is 410 joule per kg per Kelvin. Earlier we have done what is the heat capacity, what is the formula for heat capacity, what is the formula for specific heat capacity, and what is the relationship between heat capacity and specific heat capacity. On the basis of this we will solve this numericals. So here is given mass 50 gram and specific heat capacity C is equal to 410 joule per kg per Kelvin. We are required the heat capacity using formula MC. As you have studied in relationship between heat capacity and specific heat capacity, what is the relationship? Heat capacity is equal to mass into specific heat capacity. We will substitute the value, but before substitute the value, we will check the unit. Here is gram, here is per kg. So we have to change gram into kg. After that, we will substitute the value and we will find out the answer. In second part, how much heat energy will required? We are required Q. For Q, what is required? mc delta T. Mass is given. Specific heat capacity is given here. This one, 410. And delta T, what is the change? Body reaches from 25 to 35. Mean change is 35 minus 25, 10 degrees Celsius. So using this formula, Q is equal to mc delta T, we will find out Q. But be careful, always write down the unit. Unit contain 1 marks. Next is a piece of iron of mass 2 kg has a heat capacity of 966 joule per Kelvin. Find the heat energy needed to warm by 15 degrees Celsius. Concentrate this by. By means directly that is given delta T. So here is mass is given 2 kg. Heat capacity is given 966 and delta T is given 15 degrees Celsius. We are required the Q. So using formula heat capacity is equal to Q upon delta T, we will find out the Q. Second, we are required the specific heat capacity. So specific heat capacity, you know well, heat capacity upon mass. So using this formula, we will find out the specific heat capacity. Otherwise, we can use that formula also. Q is equal to mc delta T. So with that, we also find out this specific heat capacity, because we already find this heat energy in the first part. Third numerical. Here is Q is given 1300 joule. Q is given to raise the temperature of 0.5 kg. Mass is given. What is the change? 20 to 40. So what is the change in temperature? 40 minus 20, that is 20 degrees Celsius. We are required to find out the specific heat capacity of lead. C is required. So using formula Q upon M into delta T, we will find out the C. Next, an electric heater per 600 watt raise the temperature of 4 kg of a liquid from 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius in how much time? 100 seconds. Calculate the heat capacity of 4 kg of liquid, second specific heat capacity of the liquid. This is one another form of the numericals. Here is given per as well as time. So if you will observe here, this electric heater will use to heat up the liquid. So means we are supply the electric energy to this electric heater. That electric energy convert into heat energy of the liquid. So in this way we already done the electric energy formula, E is equal to P into T. So that will convert into heat energy. In short, we will take here Q as a P into T. So other information, mass is given, change in temperature is given. So we are required to find out the heat capacity. Heat capacity formula Q upon delta T. So instead of Q, we are required here P into T, because power is given, time is given. So substitute this power and time, we will find out heat capacity. Same way specific heat capacity, formula you know well, Q is equal to MC delta T, but Q will consider as a P into T. So in short, formula will become P into T is equal to MC delta T, P is given, T is given, M is given, C is missing, delta T is given. Substitute the value and we will find out the answer. But before substitute the value, you should concentrate on the unit also. Each and every unit is in SI unit, so we have no problem regarding this. No conversion is required. So simply substitute the value and find out the answer. Next is 0.5 kg of lemon squash. So here is given mass of the lemon squash, whose initial temperature 30 degrees Celsius, is placed in a refrigerator which can remove heat at the average rate of 30 joule per second. What is this? 30 joule per second. Check from the unit. Joule per second means this is power. How long will it take to cool the lemon squash to 5 degrees Celsius? Specific heat capacity of squash is 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin. What's given here? Mass is given. Initial temperature of squash is given. Final temperature of squash is given. What is the change? Delta T is equal to T1 minus T2. So what is the change? This is 25 degrees Celsius. No doubt in this case heat is liberated. Specific heat capacity is directly given, 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin. Power is given, time is required. So here formula Q is equal to MC delta T, but moreover Q is here P into T. In short, formula will become P into T is equal to MC delta T. So we will find out the T. T will come as a second because as a unit of time is second. But if you required, you can convert into minute by divided with 60. Next question. Now see here, in all the above question only there is one thing, no mixing. But in this question mixing is there. Now that means it will show how to apply the principle of calorimetry. So question is, a mass of 50 gram of certain metal at 150 degrees Celsius is immersed in 100 gram of water at 11 degrees Celsius. Means immersed, mixing is there. Obviously there is, we apply principle of calorimetry, but before that we have to decide which one is hotter and which one is colder. For that we will consider how many elements are using there. There are only two elements, one is metal, other is water. So firstly we will give the heading, one side metal, other side water. Then we will write down its information. So first regarding the metal, what's given here? Mass 50 gram. So what is mass of water? That is 100 gram. What is initial temperature of metal? Here is 150 degrees Celsius, and as concerned to water, initial temperature is 11 degrees Celsius. The final temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, means this is a mixture temperature. When you will mix metal and water, both will reach as 20 degrees Celsius. So final temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Next is what's given here, assuming that specific heat capacity of water. Specific heat capacity of water is also given. But what is the missing here? specific heat capacity of metal. C is required regarding the metal. So I already told you how to find out how to apply the principle of calorimetry. Firstly, you have to show heat lost by metal in the formula mc delta t. You have to separately show this. So mc delta t, mass is given, specific heat capacity is missing, change in temperature 150 minus 20. Heat gained by water, again formula mc delta t, mass is given, specific heat capacity is given, what is the change? 20 minus 11. In case of water, 150 minus 20. After that, simply we will apply the formula principle of mixture. Heat lost by metal is equal to heat gained by water. Substitute each and every value and find out C and check the unit. Here is gram, here is also gram, so we are not required to change in SI unit. If one unit will be in SI unit, you have to convert each and every unit in SI unit. So this will become as a linear equation. From that linear equation, we are required CM. So substitute or convert this 50 into 130 on that side and find out the value of CM. One more question regarding this. 40 gram of water at 50 degrees Celsius in a beaker is cooled when 50 gram of copper at 18 degrees Celsius is added to it. The contents are stored till a final constant temperature is reached. Calculate the final constant temperature and the specific heat capacity of copper is given. Water is given. State assumption used. Again, there are mixing, means we have to apply principle of calorimetry. And here are two characters, water and copper. Two metals are there. Two substance we are using here, rather not metal. So one is water, other is copper. So firstly, I will give the heading water, other is copper. Regarding water, what is the information is given here? Mass is given 45 gram. Initial temperature is given 50 degrees Celsius and specific heat capacity of water is given 4.2 joule per gram per Kelvin. Now come to the copper. Copper mass is given 50 gram. Initial temperature of copper is given 18 degrees Celsius and specific heat capacity of copper is given 0.39 joule per gram per Kelvin. Final temperature mixture is missing. So be careful, don't consider always metal is a hotter and water is a colder. If you will see in this example, water is hotter, copper is colder. Water temperature 50 and copper temperature 18. So in this way, water is hotter, copper is colder. But method is same. So we have to firstly find out heat lost by water, formula mc delta t, substitute the value, and same way heat gained by copper, same formula mc delta t, substitute the value. After that, apply the principle of mixture. Heat lost by hot body is equal to heat gained by copper. So we will write down the value regarding heat lost by water and heat gained by copper, and after that cut off this, which thing is you can easily solve this and find out one simple equation and find out T. So in this way we will find out the temperature, final temperature of mixture. But one more question is given there, state the assumption used. What is the assumption? You have to mention here assumption. Assumption is there is no loss of heat to surrounding. Hope you easily understand how to find out the simple specific heat capacity, simply heat capacity, simply amount of heat, and moreover that is the how to apply the principle of calorimetry, means how to find out any variable when two things are mixed. Hope you will easily understand. So please go through all this topic and try to understand very carefully, very important one. Thank you.